Yo, what's going on YouTube? Welcome back to another MLB Trade Deadline video. This one's a little bit more interesting because we are going to be covering the AL Central today, specifically the Twins, I think, and the Guardians. We'll cover a little bit of everybody, but man, what a division this is. They all are garbage, and that's coming from a Twins fan. So they are all pretty bad. They're not going to make a deep playoff run. So what do they do? This is probably the biggest question in all of baseball is what is the AL Central going to do? Because they're in the same league as the Yankees and the Astros, who are clearly better teams, but one of the teams is going to make the playoffs. So what do they do? I want to know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments, but let's get into this. The AL Central is a mess. The Twins are at the top, 5 games above 500. The best team in this division is a 525 winning percentage. That's crazy. The Guardians are 51-49. They are 1.5 games back of the Twins. The White Sox are 49-50. 3 games back. They're not even 500. And then the bottom dwellers are the Tigers and the Royals. We don't need to talk about them much. They are 12-13.5 games back. In the last 10 games, all 5 of these teams are 500 or worse. That just tells you what kind of month of July all of these teams have had. Specifically the Twins, they have been really, really bad. They have like the highest ERA in baseball, and I don't see them getting much better, to be honest. But let's talk about this. What do the Twins need to do? What are they going to do? Because the trade deadline ends Tuesday. They are in first place, but they are nowhere close, like I said, to the Yankees or the Astros. One team will make the playoffs from this division. I think it'll still be the Twins. I think the Twins just have a better group of people. They've just been so inconsistent over the course of the season. Really good at the beginning, really bad now. But I think they have a better core than the Guardians or the White Sox have. Even though it's a close race, I think that the Twins are still in the best spot. Maybe a little biased there, but what do? Do they buy or do they sell? I personally will say I think the Twins should sell. They shouldn't do a full scrap. They shouldn't get rid of everybody, but you definitely need to keep your 2 to 3 guys, 4 or 5 guys that you want to keep for the long term and get rid of most other players because Cleveland has a good chance to overtake the Twins, I think, better than the White Sox. And what I'll say at the end of this video, I think they have a good chance if they make the right moves to overtake the Twins. Now, if no team does anything because they're in this weird spot, then the Twins probably win the AL Central. But neither one makes it past the first round, let alone probably wins a game. So, the Twins, in my opinion, should sell, but they shouldn't get rid of everybody. I'm not saying get rid of Buxton. I'm not saying get rid of Luis Arraez. But there are a few players I think they should sell. And the first player I think is Sonny Gray. He's been decent this year, not great. We're not going to cover any of the player stats because I just want to get through this, but Sonny Gray has been decent. He's been good. He hasn't been what I think the Twins thought he was going to be. They traded a first-round pick for him, but he can help a team win. He's, I would say, arguably considerable to Luis Castillo, who went to the Mariners. Are they going to get a haul like the Reds did for Castillo? No. But Sonny Gray is a 2 to 3 pitcher, depending on what team he would go to. The Twins don't need him, especially if they're going to win the division. I don't think Sonny Gray makes the Twins that much better to win the division. I think that if you get rid of him, it's okay. In the bullpen, you could get rid of a Duran. I don't like that, but he would bring in some value. You could get rid of a Joe Ryan again. If you get rid of Sonny Gray and Joe Ryan, I think that then you're running into problems with your pitching and you might not make the playoffs. But by getting rid of one or the other, I don't think it is the end of the world for the Twins. Again, you're probably just not bringing in the most value for them, but you're getting something. And is that better than nothing? I would argue probably in this case. Maybe not Joe Ryan specifically because he's a little younger, but Sonny Gray specifically. Let's talk about hitting. I don't think you're going to get rid of Luis Arraez. You're not going to get rid of Buxton. You're not going to get rid of Kirilloff. But Jose Miranda and Celestino and Carlos Correa are 3 names. Sano is also, you can trade him for a bag of peanuts. But those 3 guys I think are really at the top of the list because the Twins have players that can fill in at any of those positions, where you can get rid of Correa, especially on his contract, because he's probably not going to come back next year. You can get a haul for him. Miranda is a good young talent. He is going to be good. I think it's understandable that if we're going to trade somebody for value, he's going to be on that list. And Celestino's a great overall player. I think that just doesn't get enough playing time because we have Buxton, we've got Garlick who can hit lefties, we've got Kirilloff out there sometimes. We mix and match our outfielders pretty well. Obviously, Kepler was just hurt. So I think that you don't need Celestino anymore. If you trade those players and you are sellers, and I think, again, like I said, the Twins should do it, they still have their core group of guys that they can build off of next year, and they could probably still make the playoffs with. Again, I know you're trying to win the World Series and make moves, but I just don't see the Twins buying, and here's why. If you buy, you got to trade some guys, and maybe you still trade Miranda or you still trade Celestino or something like that, but you need pitching. You need 2 to 3 good pitchers, and I don't think the Twins have the farm system to do so. They're not going to get rid of Royce Lewis. I don't think they should. Like, if you're the Dodgers and you have Royce Lewis, yeah, you want to win a World Series. But if you're the Twins and you know you're probably not going to win the World Series, there's no point in giving up your best prospects for it. And that's probably what you'd have to do. You already saw the Castillo trade. He's going to need a lot in return. Or the Twins are going to need to get rid of a lot, and I don't think they're going to do that. And if they buy, there's still no guarantee. They're still bad. I don't see them winning a playoff game. Even if they bought, I don't even know who else is out there. Montes as a pitcher, that's about it. Even if they had Castillo and Montes, I don't think they would be competing. So there's no point in buying. Now let's flip it over to the other side of things. If Cleveland goes out and gets 2 to 3 pitchers, whoever, they might have a chance. And the reason is Cleveland has been a lot more consistent than the Twins have been this year. And I think if they run into a little bit of luck, go out and buy another 2 or 3 pieces, they have the potential to make some moves here at the end. And I don't see them selling. Like, I don't see anybody in the top 3 selling. I think they should, but I don't see them doing that because it's so tight and one of those teams will make the playoffs. Like, Kansas City and Detroit have already said they're going to sell all their players. But if you're the White Sox, you're still in it. The Guardians are still in it. You can't really sell. The Twins, they can't sell. I think they should, but they can't. So what happens? I think if the Guardians go make some moves and the Twins don't, the Guardians could win. I think if the Twins sell, the Guardians could win. I think if the Guardians just play better, they have a better chance of winning, regardless of if moves are made or not. So that's kind of where the AL Central sits. It is a weird division. I'll recap it one more time. The Twins, the Guardians, and the White Sox, one of them will make the playoffs, but none of them are good enough to buy, and they can't really sell because they're competing for a championship, a title. So I want to know what you guys think. That's the biggest question. The AL Central is a mess. What's going to happen? And should the Twins, should the Guardians, should the White Sox sell and really try to build for next season? Because personally, like I said, Correa probably won't stick around, and that automatically makes the Twins a little bit worse. But specifically for those teams, if you're not winning this year and you need to compete next year, what can you do to set yourself up in a good spot? I think the Twins sell Correa, you're already in a better spot. If you don't and you let him walk, you wasted time. Same with the Guardians, same with the White Sox for their pieces. So that's the AL Central in a nutshell. It's a mess. I hope the Twins make the playoffs, but if the Guardians make the right moves and they actually go by, still a long weekend. They got 3.5 days to make a move to get them in a better spot for the playoffs. We'll see what happens. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.